Hello DeFi fans, it is day 73 of TitanX, but today we are going to be talking about TitanX ecosystem protocols instead of actual TitanX. So I'm going to link this in the description. This is a spreadsheet created by the infamous and amazing Mike Dean. If you haven't already checked out his Dune analytics page, you got to go check that out. And his YouTube channel, he is just a wealth of knowledge and just really great guy. Whenever you hear him speak, I mean, he's super organized and really in the know about how everything works with TitanX. So what do we have on this sheet here, right? We've got about 11 different protocols, row 2 to row 12. I think there's one more actually. I've heard people say there's 12 or 13 actually. So who knows, this may not be completely up to date. And we're just going to step through these really briefly. I'm not going to go into any depth because for the most part, we don't know anything. We know very little until the white papers launch. So Hyper 1 and Hyper 2, what's this all about? So Hyper is going to be launched by the TitanX core team, Jake and team. And this is going to, so Hyper 1 is kind of like the first version from what I understand. This is going to allow us to burn liquid TitanX and get Hyper. How's that going to work? Well, we'll have to see, right? We'll just have to see how it is. Probably going to be a 1-to-1 ratio. I just replied to a tweet from Jake and some others earlier this morning. Jake likes 1-to-1 match or ratios of burning. So anyways, I thought an 8-to-1 might be interesting also. However, that is just for another day. So that's Hyper 1. Burn your liquid TitanX. Hyper 2. Who knows? They might call this something else. Maybe it'll be a different protocol. Maybe it'll be Hyper V2. We don't know. So this one is going to add the functionality of being able to burn your stake. So you got your TitanX stake out there for 1 day, 100 days, 2,088 days, 2,888 days, even the max of 3,500. We're going to be able to burn those and extract the value before the end of the stake. I got about 4 or 5 little stakes out there, and those are just kind of like test stakes. And I'll be actually adding some more soon. But I just want to have a little bit because I was pretty excited about Hyper in general, being able to burn our stakes. Next up is DragonX. So I am in most of all these telegrams, actually. So DragonX is, they haven't told us very much. You know, all of these are going to be burning TitanX. I am in those chats. This is one of the first ones I joined, actually. And I'm pretty excited about this one because it's going to be launching fairly soon. The DragonX contracts are at audit, and this is a very well-versed, sophisticated, experienced team, and they feel that they're going to be able to launch mid-January. So according to Eric, who's the main lead there, he is actually, so you can actually watch the video. There is a video that they've put out. Go into their Telegram, and you can watch that video. It's a couple minutes, and it just talks about kind of the ethos of DragonX, who they are, and what we can expect in the way of time frames. So, time frame for launch, sometime in Jan. White paper drop 7 days before launch. AMAs coming up. Crypto Kindness, I think, is probably one of their first AMAs, if I've got that right. Anyways, stop by their Twitter, and follow that so you can get the updates, and jump in the Telegram. Start watching in there. Next up is Titan Legends. So Titan Legends, NFT project. What is crypto without an NFT project? So Titan Legends is going to be 2,888 fire-breathing dragons. I have seen some teaser art, but I don't know what that's really going to look like. It's going to be dragons, but what are they going to be doing? They're just going to be posing. They're going to be on treasure hoards. They're going to be battling. Who knows, right? So That's a pretty interesting one. 2,888. I'm definitely going to be minting one of these. And of course, burning mechanisms will be involved. You know, whether we burn our TitanX directly to get an NFT, or we mint with Ethereum, and that Ethereum, you know, a portion of that is sent to the buy and burn contract for TitanX. We have yet to see what that's going to look like. All right, next up is Titan Legends. So, Titan Legends, what's this? Well, is it going to be a game? It's called Titans of Battle. So, we'll have to see. Let's make sure we're on the right one. Titan Legends, yep. So, Titans of Battle. I'm in their Telegram also. And they just did a poll. And the poll was, what is your favorite game and why? So I chose World of Warcraft. As some of you know, I am wild about World of Warcraft. Not so much anymore, but from 2001 to 2008, I played World of Warcraft a lot. Then I did when they did a rejuvenation, like they came out with WoW Classic. I think that was 2017 or so. I started playing again. So I love those MMORPGs. I love the community effort, or the community of them in the guilds. I love just walking around and questing and exploring new areas. So, what's Titans of Battle going to look like? What's Titans Legend going to look like? We'll have to see. I don't think they've even put out a teaser video, but they have. You know what? I just clicked this. This reminds me so much of World of Warcraft. I like that one. That's really cool. All right, well, we're just going to retweet that one for them and for us. Next up is Titans of Battle. So, I've had it wrong. Anyways, I think I was on the wrong Twitter handle there. So this is just kind of me talking. You can go into the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet's all correct. So, our Helios Protocol. They haven't, let's see. So this one, I know very, very little about our Helios Protocol. All I know is the team is very technically focused. They mention bridging. They mention gasless voting. So I think this team is going to come out with some interesting technical stuff, right? Whether it's bridging tokens, maybe between protocols. Hard to say, honestly. It's very hard to say. It's hard to make conjecture about what they're going to do. All right, Titan Blaze. So I'm in, like I said, I'm in most of these telegrams. Titan Blaze. So what are they going to be doing with Titan Blaze? Well, they're going to be burning TitanX. Now, I don't know a lot more than that, honestly. Most of these protocols, they are being, they're keeping everything really close to the vest about what they're doing and the launch date and all that type of thing. So I think we just have to kind of wait on this one. Now, Titan Blaze, you have to take a look in their Telegram and read their pin messages. But some of these, even though the code might be ready early, they're not going to launch until Hyper. They're kind of waiting. And some of them have actually publicly said that. So you can just take a look. Next, we've got Pyro. So Pyro Protocol. Now, Pyro Protocol is the one with quite a story behind it. So Pyro Protocol was the first, as far as I know, they were the first TitanX ecosystem protocol to drop their white paper. And the community sentiment was not super positive on it. So the Pyro Protocol team has pulled back the white paper, back to the drawing board, and they are going to revamp it, make it more interesting, more impactful for TitanX, meaning more burning and that type of thing. So I think we just have to wait and see what's going to happen with Pyro Protocol. Maybe it's Pyro, actually, like Pyromaniac. So I'm bullish on all of these, right? I don't judge any team if they do something and they change or they pull back. As long as they're transparent about what they do and they do care about the ecosystem and that type of thing, I'm fine with it. One more point about doxing. So the Pyro Protocol team is not doxed. Some of the others are doxed, some of the others are not doxed. That's not going to be a huge factor in my decision to participate, honestly. I have been in DeFi for 18 months, and I have participated in projects where the team is doxed and where they're not doxed. That has very little to do with how well the protocol does, honestly. The protocol does well because of good code, audits, transparency from the team, doing what they say they will do. That's what actually makes a successful protocol or project. So, although the Pyro Protocol team is not doxed, that has very little bearing on if I will participate, because I'll be participating in all of these for sure. So we'll have to see what version 2 of the Pyro Protocol white paper looks like. I don't believe they've dropped it yet. All right, on to Helios. Who is Helios? What are they? What are they doing? So you're going to have to join their Telegram. I was just in there this morning, actually. So just to kind of see what Helios, what they're saying. They're not saying much. Just like all these other protocols, all these other projects, they're not talking too much. They answer some very basic questions, and they just give some very high level about here's the direction we're going. Other than them burning TitanX for the protocol, I really don't know anything else about this one. So we will off to the next one. Titan Chimps. Well, I knew nothing about this one before 10 minutes ago. Literally, I mean, what do we got here? All right, we got some pixelated chimps. Nice. They do not have a Telegram, right? They have a Twitter, which I am now following. And, 900 followers. That's actually more than a lot of the projects have right now. But they haven't tweeted anything. I don't know anything about this team. Let's see if they've replied. All right. It says here, wow, October 28th. That's the day that TitanX launched. Now that's very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what they're liking. All right. So Weapons Head, good old Weapon Head. And I'm often following their tweets and retweeting and that type of thing. So they have popped a whole list of projects coming out, which is interesting. All right. What else do we got here? Ooh, maybe we've got a hint. So the Titan Chips team has liked a tweet that is talking about New Zealand. Maybe they are Kiwis. Who knows? All right, they like Farrock. Okay, well, so do I. Oh, they like the OpenSea. CryptoPunks. All right, they seem to be really into NFTs. So I would expect, based on this picture and based on what looks like maybe a game background back here, I'm going to make a guess that Titan Chimps is a type of game, and then you've got chimps as NFTs. Maybe they're collecting things. Maybe they're collecting bananas. Maybe they are climbing trees, getting experience. Who knows? But it's going to be interesting to see how they burn TitanX. That is going to be the key. How do you burn TitanX? All right, and then we are down to TitanX Market. Now, I like this one. The reason I like this one is I'm in their Telegram, and I've noticed that the team is pretty... They're good at communicating, right? When people ask questions and they communicate, they get right back to you. Now, what's it going to be all about? Well, that's really hard to say because they haven't really talked too much about it, except things like, they talk about, imagine you can take a loan against your stake. Let's click this, make it a little bit bigger on their header. You can imagine if you can sell your miner, take out a loan against your miner, sell your stake, take a loan against your stake. All right, that's interesting. How are they going to implement burning? How are they going to burn TitanX in this? It's going to be a 10% fee. It's going to be a 30% fee. How's that going to work? So, a market, like a marketplace maybe. That's going to be It's going to be fascinating to see how they do that, right? They're going to have, wow. It's going to be quite interesting to see what they do here. So, they've only given us some teasers. Like I said, they've got their Telegram. You can pop in there. If you hit their website, you're not going to see too much. You're going to see it's kind of like a placeholder. When I first hit this site, I said, oh, let me click around. Is there anything here? No, there's not. So, that's it. I'm going to link this spreadsheet in the description. And thank you for watching. None of this is financial advice, by the way. NFA. And do your own research, because we are in a highly risky environment. We're in crypto. We're in DeFi. And risk is the name of the game. Risk and reward. Have an amazing day ahead. Cheers.